Hi guys, it's Ayshxo. Welcome back to my channel Sticky Stitch. As the title suggests, this is one of my knitting uploads. What can I say? First of all, I want to thank everybody for subscribing. You guys are awesome. Those of you who are returning and have stuck by me while I haven't been uploading, welcome back and thank you for sticking by. Knitting. This past month in knitting has been quite enlightening. And what I'll do is I'll show you a whole crap ton of finishes. I'll show you some of my whips, and then I reckon most of this, and I don't know how long this is going to take, there is a crap ton, shit ton, whatever you want to call it. So much wool piggery, so much station enhancement. When I look at the mountain that is here, it makes me happy. No shame at all. Okay, so firstly, I just want to say that I actually do a couple of classes this week, and I can't show you the stuff from one of the classes. So I did 2 classes with the Hand Spinners and Weavers Guild here in Victoria, and they were just day courses. And the first one I did was drop spindling, and can I tell you, it was so much fun. The people were lovely. I got to try a whole bunch of different drop spindles, including Moosey's, Bosworth's, Malcolm somebody, and all the ones that, you know, the Spanish peacocky ones and these other ones, and I can't remember all the names because I'm no expert, but I got to try them all. And I tried this one from like Israel or something. Anyway, it was so good to try all those spindles, and I finally learned how to drop spindle, and I'm slightly addicted to it, and I'll show you just so that you can see. So that's my thread there. So this is obviously, I'm still spinning on it. This is just my cheap one that I got from class. It's just got a cup hook rather than a proper one, so it's not exactly nicely balanced. So I will be ordering a nicer one after I finish and ply at least one ball on this. And what I was using is, and let me just reach over. Actually, I can find it here, I don't have to reach over. It's just some pencil roving. So it's just like that. So what they did, it was only a day course, so she got us to practice flicking, and then got us to use pencil roving, just so that we can get used to flicking, and we didn't have to worry about drafting as much. So we got to do that first, and I'm really enjoying the pencil roving. So I've ordered some from Kauni, Kauni, from Etsy, because it was cheap and free worldwide shipping. So I've just ordered them, so I want to practice. We also got to practice on normal fleece, and I don't know where that is. So this is my first little ball, because it was so dodgy and I can't find the end. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, it's tightly spun. But look, it's so thick and thin. And what I did was actually, because I've always wanted to, you know, I like the concept of never plying, so this is probably the best bit of it all. And look at that, that's when I used normal fleece. So dodgy, but I'll keep it forever. See, so much more improvement there, and as you can see, I improved my drafting skills there and also my plying skills. So I think to ply Navajo plying for the plying for the first time and doing it Navajo ply is kind of awesome. I'm actually quite proud of myself, if I have to say. But anyway, that's enough spin talk. The other course that I did was a dye course, and that again was a day course, and what you got to do was using the 3 primary colours, and if you want to use black you could, but I use the 3 primary colours, and you got to by mixing all the different colours, like colour play that you did at school, you end up with 21 different shades of yarn. I still haven't wound them properly, and I have to send half the skeins to my bucket partner, and when I do I'll show them, so hopefully the next time I upload a knitting one I can show you what I did with that. Okay, now on to the finishes. This is in no order at all, and I need to you know how you guys are somewhat like experts at knowing who's created the pattern and blah blah blah, and there probably won't be many ball bands because I always lose them, but I'm promising to get better. Okay, the first one is a shawl that I made for my sister. This was part of the Knit Girls Alice Cal, and this is basically the Alice shawl, and I'm just trying to find which way it goes, so because there's a right way and a wrong way. So that's it there, that's how it looks, that's what the pattern is. I'm very proud that I was able to do this. So this is the Alice shawl, and it was by Lynn Zimmerman. Proceeds go to, where do they, okay, so it's actually a charity pattern, which always gets me. I always seem to be drawn to them, and this is going to expenses related to Lynn's niece's fight against all T-cell leukemia. And yeah, so I thought I have to be in it. Now the yarn isn't any special yarn, it's just the Marvel acrylic from Spotlight. The only reason why I use acrylic is my sister is a bit fussy with a lot of the natural yarns, so I knew that this one would be okay. It's nice and soft. It did start to almost feel like it was starting to peel as I was doing it, but as for the pattern itself, I did have one question that I had to ask Lynn, but she very quickly responded, because as you guys know that I'm not that experienced with reading patterns and stuff, but I liked how that came out. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but, and it's not my size, but so it just goes over the shoulder like that, and I like it a lot, and I think I want to make one for myself, because it was enough there for me as a newbie that I really enjoyed the knitting of this one. So that's the first one. Next, I've finished a whole bunch of hats, and the first one I'll show you is a Ricky hat. The Ricky hat is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's by Sarah Young. So I finished my one. The colorway is actually again, I've lost the band, but I will link to all of my projects, and in my projects I've got all the details about colorways, and I usually take a photo of the pattern band, the yarn band, so all of it will be there. I made this after seeing Juliana from Juliana's Fibre podcast make her one out of Jinx yarns. I immediately ordered that colorway from Jinx yarns, but I remembered that I had this in my stash, and this was close to it as well, so I did this one. Unfortunately, this is probably showing, well, I don't know how I'll show when it uploads, but that's the colorway. The colorway doesn't have a name, but it's from the brand of wool is Zara, and I can't even pronounce it, I'm sorry, but it's the Print Melange range, and I just love it. Look at the colors. It's looking more, I suppose, bluer, but it's actually more teal. I would recommend for a store-bought yarn. This was beautiful, and this colorway is beautiful, and unfortunately I can't get my hands on this colorway, other colorways in this brand. This is the seam. I wrapped, oh no, I don't wrap and turn, I just knit and purl. Okay, so just before I continue, I want to say I have discovered through this whole, discovering knitting again, that I used to purl differently to everybody else, and I purl differently to everybody else, and I knit differently to everybody else. So I knit continental, but so here are my things. And normally when you are knitting, you sort of bring the needle up this way, so in front of the needle towards the back, get the yarn from the back and pull through. I used to actually go through the back leg, but I never used to twist the stitches, if that makes sense, from the back. And then for purling, I don't know, you guys do a weird thing. I just put the needle in towards the front, get it, and pull it out. So it changes the orientation of the knit row, but it's so much easier. Like, I'm just going, I don't know why people purl the other way. And yes, with some of the lace patterns you have to do certain things, but I like this way, and I've done it. That's how I was taught back when I was a kid, and I will continue to do that. But back to the, so with the Ricky Stars hat, I had no issues with the purling business. So I will definitely knit this one again. I knit this to the pattern, I think. I think I might have stopped an inch short, and this is, and I used 2 balls, so I used about 100 grams. But I'm terrible at putting hats on. But it's sort of, it's really slouchy, but I love it, and I love the colour as well. So yeah, so that was my first one. Next, okay, so the next hat, actually when I say the next hat, there's actually 3 hats of the same pattern. The first one is, did I keep the ball band? Oh yes, I did. The first one I made out, I made 3 barley hats. The first one is from Cyborg's Craft Room, and this is in her bested or worsted weight, so it's 100% wool, 218 yards, and the colour is called Unicorn Rainbow Fight Club. That's purely the reason why, when I showed you in a haul, that's the only reason why I bought this colour. So that's the colourway there. It is so scrumptious, it makes me sick. This base is beautiful. It was such a pleasure to work with, and I just wanted to keep on knitting it just to see what it all looked like. So here it is. I haven't blocked it, but I don't know if it needs blocking. We'll see. So here is the barley hat. I made this exactly to the recipe, including needles and everything, for not the larger size, but it must be the adult medium. And I used exactly the same needles, stitched, cast on everything the same, made the slouchiness of it exactly how they described, and I'm really happy with it. Although I must say that I'd probably like it less slouchy, but I'll show you the colour first. Hang on, did I show you the decreases in the other one? So that's how the crown, is it the crown? Yeah, that's the crown, how it looks like for the Ricky hat. So this is my first ever hat. This actually is the first ever hat that I completed, because I said to you guys in the past that whenever I pick up a new pattern I want to learn something new. So this is it there. Look at the colours. It's just stunning. And nowhere did it pull. I'm actually kind of spewing that it didn't pull. But like, you keep on, like, I'd see that colour and it's like, oh my god, I want to, you know, I want to keep on knitting. And then you see this colour on your fingers, it's like, okay, I want to knit until I get to that colour. And so the knitting went actually quite quickly, and I will wear this as well. I'm just trying to think how I knit this. Okay. So I just love this colour. I think it, again, quite slouchy. If you look at the photos, I've got more photos in my Ravelry project page, but loving this one as well. It goes right down to the bottom. Plenty of slouch if I had to say a ponytail or something. Love it, love it, love it a lot. So that's number 2, and these are what the decreases look like, but I don't know if you can see those. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, loving it. So it's such an easy pattern. This pattern is by Tin Can Knits. It's free. Do yourself a favour and knit it. I actually enjoyed it so much, and because I technically now know it off by heart, I made 2 other hats. These hats are for, and this is one of the reasons why I started knitting again. When I talked to you guys, I said my sister was going through chemo and we went to a program called Look Good Feel Better, and I just saw that people had knitted hats and donated them, and I thought that was so cool, and I thought I've got to do it. So I've made my first 2. These are, neither of these have been blocked, and my Ricky hat's not been blocked, and I don't think it needs it. So if you don't like blocking, do the Ricky hat. So I'm in part of the Hogwarts at Ravelry group too, so I've submitted them there, well, one of them anyway. So this is the first one, so this is because it's Hufflepuff colours. I really like this. I picked up this yarn. This is basically all that's left. So this is how the yarn was. I really like it. So I've made 2 of those because I figured they can use them in the winter. Again, I don't know where the yarn is. You can't even buy it anymore. It's discontinued yarn, so that's why. But the bands will be on my project page. Again, this was in the 90s. I think I cast on 90, and obviously this is not slouchy. This only used 150 gram ball. Just trying to work out how this is supposed to go. So that one is, so this is more a beanie style, as you can see, but it still fits like it. And again, I didn't do this to the recipe as such, like I just tried to work it out so I can have enough yarn. I made the second one the same, and for some reason this is smaller. I don't know why, but I did something different there. I actually broke up, so this is a heavier weight yarn than the Bali pattern calls for, but this garter pattern here I just put a knit in between as well. For some reason it's a bit more pointier, don't know why, but once I block it I'm sure it'll be fine. Again, cast on, I think I cast on 2 stitches less for this one so I could give it to the teenage program, and these obviously haven't been blocked, so this one's a bit smaller for my head. And I think this is technically a worsted weight, or is it Aran weight? I don't know, because you guys in the US do it differently. Anyway, have a look in the thing, and this is 54 cast on, and this is a 56 cast on. So they're the hats that I made. Now the girls at Foxes in Socks is actually having a hat cowl, so I can submit all of those to the hat cowl. Oh no, not the Unicorn Fight Club one, but the other 3. So I'll be submitting them. And guys, don't be shocked, but all of the wool in here I plan to make hats out of as well for my charity knitting, and I'll possibly be submitting it into the Foxes in Socks cowl as well, because why not? These is a whole bunch of yarn that I can't be bothered cataloguing, and that I might have got on special, or I think it will be nice to make a hat out of. I'm hoping that I actually branch out other than the Bali hat, because it's such a fun knit. I just wanted to do it. But anyway, this bag is full of yarn that I will be knitting for my charity knitting. This bag itself is a bag that's made in Melbourne, but I can't tell you who the manufacturer it is, and I bought it from Morris & Sons, but it's massive, as you can see there. I like it, I like it a lot. So onto my whips now. My whips, some of them, there's no secret ones, but some of them I won't be showing often. So this one, I'm just saying that I started it. I've called it my TV lap blanket, and that baby blanket that I started, I'm just doing another one for myself. And all I'm doing is choosing a colour every week and doing 5 lines. So there's no rush. And so that's the first 2 colours. But so it's just a whole crap ton of different coloured yarns. These are the Morris & Sons 8-ply Empire yarn, 100% wool. There's more here. So there's teals and greys, and maybe I'll put that in, and that, and orange. And then yesterday I picked up, because I wasn't happy with their yellowy mustardy colour, and I picked up a mustard colour from Click Eaton, you know, that new super fine one that they've got. And actually, well, it's this brand, but I picked up the mustard one, so that, see if that works. But it's easy. What's that word they call it, like potato chip knitting. So that's just it there. And I'm just doing 5 lines at a time. That looks a bit wonky, but I don't know why, but I don't care. So they're the first 2 colours. Of course, chartreuse will be appearing a lot in that blanket, but so I won't show this off, and maybe once every couple of months, because you won't see it. Again, this bag is made by that same person that makes that with the cupcake one. So this one's got mushrooms in it, and same size. I really like these bags, so I have to buy them because I have to buy them. I have to buy them. Okay, so the next one is my loopy bag. Oh, not my loopy bag, my loopy, what did I call it? Roseanne's Loopy Journey. And this pattern is from, I don't know, apologies. It says thank you. Okay, Colette Fowler, and this is it there. That's the name. And it's Teufelsschwern. I think that's how it's called. And the last time I showed you, I think I had 2 repeats finished, and as you can see there's only 1 repeat now because I actually frogged it all, because what happened was the needles somehow came off and there was runs, and because this got yarn overs and stuff like that, I just thought it's easier to start again. So I started that on again, which I like. I love the colour. The yarn is from, again, from Cyborg's Craft Room in her a Socolate base, and the colour is called Journey. And this is the colourway that cut. Oh, couldn't you just die? So it's mainly green, different tonal greens, and there's blips of red, which I love. I just love the way she plays with colour, and she's got a real skill, this woman. It's just, I like her. So that's that one. And the bag is just a bag that I made, square bottom with apples on it. It's almost apple season. Okay, and then the next one that I have on my needles is a pair of vanilla socks. Did I follow a pattern? I must have followed something, but I have no idea what I followed. Anyway, it's what people call vanilla socks. It's 64 stitches. It's just in a small notions bag from Bling Your String, which I love. And that's the inside. And can you see that? Look at the stitch markers, how cute! And I'm just doing this in acrylic because, as you guys know, I made my first pair of socks, that worsted one, doing the Rise Socks pattern, and so I wanted to go back down to fingering weight and basically start knitting socks, because that's the other reason why I started knitting, because I want to be able to make handmade socks for myself and family and friends. So I finished the first socks. Thank God that I have short feet, or small feet I should say, because that is where I am going to put the afterthought heel. So thankfully I've got small feet, and thankfully also I don't like long socks. So I finished the first one. Again, the yarn is just, it's not even worth talking about. It's just an acrylic blend from Spotlight. I got it because it was patterning. I think it's called something like Bambino, and the heel, it will also be the darker blue. I didn't want to use my precious sock yarns that I've for my first one, because I want to see how if I managed to cast off correctly, and I was scared that I'm scared that I'm gonna wreck it when I put the afterthought heel in. So I want to do one with the afterthought heel and then another one with the fish lips kiss heel, and see how I go. And so that's the first one, and this is the second one. So one is measured to my right foot and one is to my left foot, because my left ankle is slightly wider, so I've just got to remember to do that when I'm knitting this. And I suspect that I would actually enjoy toe-up socks, because the other ones were calf top down. I think I like toe-up socks better, but we'll see how we go. And who knows, this is only my second pair, and I've got probably another squillion to do in my lifetime, so I'm sure this will all change even in the next few days' time. The needles are just the higher sock needles, I don't know, and they're in size 1. I don't know what the metric of those is because I bought them in American, or for an American store, so I don't know what they are. I haven't converted. I'll have to have a look. What is it, 2.25, something like that? Yeah, millimeter. Okay, are they all my widths? No. Next, one of the other things that I discovered was when I discovered Ravelry and that sort of stuff was the Beekeeper's quilt. So I am going to make a whole bunch of Hexie Puffs. These are just the dodgy one. It's all wrong, but mind you, this is supposed to be the same weight, and look how smaller it is, and this is a good one. So I'm just letting you go. Again, I won't be showing that often, but I'm just letting you guys know that I will be doing it. So I don't have like sock yarn scraps, so this is going to be interesting. So it's going to take a gazillion years, because obviously I know that I'm going to show you a crap ton of stuff in Stash Enhancement, but that's going to need, well, at least 500 of those, so we'll see how we go. Yeah, it'll be fun to, you know, see how that progresses over the years anyway. And I'm not joining them as I go because I haven't decided how I'm going to do it, like whether I'm going to have a colour gradient or whether I'm just going to do absolutely scrappy. So obviously if it's absolutely scrappy, I can join as I go, and I kind of like the idea of that. Okay, the next one is, I should have finished this by now. This was part of the Indie Gift Along Cal, and I didn't finish it. I also didn't finish it. The designer Amber also had like a shawl along, and I didn't finish it for that too because they were both due on the same day. This is the Oyster Shawl by Amber, A-M-B-A-H. I am doing it using... here we go, Colinet something, Jitterbug 400, and the colours are Wasabi Squeeze and Purple Velvet. So I can't resist these colours, and that's why I'm doing them. So how it is supposed to look like, I don't know if I've got a picture here because I don't know if I carry it around. Yes, I do. Okay, so this is how it is supposed to look. The sheet of paper has been much loved. It's very gorgeous. I have tinked this back so many times that I don't even want to talk about it. But this is how much I have done. I think the last time I said I was thinking about knitting this. So that's the top. It's got a garter tab there, and that's how it looks. That's how that Wasabi colorway is stitching up, which it's scrumptious. And then it's got some eyelets there in the purple, and so I am finally down to the lace work. And like I said, I tried to do this, I need some white paper, a number of times, and it was killing me, but now that I'm sort of understanding the pattern a bit better, God, you would hope so, but anyway, you'll probably see this. There you go, you can see the first shaping of the lace, thank God, because it was killing me. The needles are those Knit Pro ones, which I love. I think they're really nice and easy on the hands. And the size, I can't read it because the writing is too small, or I can't see it, or I've rubbed it off. but it would be whatever the pattern called for. So again, link, blah blah, etc, etc. So I've finished the yellow, and this is all I've got, the chartreusey colour, and this is all I've got left. I haven't weighed it yet, and I'm hoping to finish this the next time you guys see it, but we will see how it goes. This is my all-time favourite bag from Aaron at Bling Your String, and so cool. But I'm hoping she has more of this guy left, because I think he will be fun to have a ginger fireman on a bag, don't you think? How many of them do exist? How many of them exist, I should say. Anyway, so now we come to the stash enhancement. The wool piggery, the bit of it all. There is a lot. Like I said, I don't feel guilty about it. This is so much stuff, but for a lot of them I have things in mind, and other things that, yeah, they were impulse purchases, but given that I don't have a stash, having these in my stash, no problem with it. So enjoy. If you don't like it, seeing hauls, I will see you next time. Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing all the crap, well, when I say crap, I don't mean like it's not good. I'm saying like there's a lot of stuff. Firstly, I'll show you what arrived today, and I was going to actually open it when on camera so that you can see my joy, but I actually couldn't wait 5 minutes. It just arrived today, all the way from Canada, from Crazy Dog Yarns, and on Etsy, and I ordered 2 yarns. I'll just show you the couple of little minis that she put into the bag. It was so cool because I put my order in. I said firstly, oh, do you have any of a particular yarn? She goes, I'll put it up in an hour, so squee. And then I put my order through, and she said, oh, if you don't mind, I'll, you know, friends going to Melbourne in the next, I've got a house guest, I'll just mail it, I'll get them to mail it from Melbourne, and I will refund you the difference in the shipping, which was so nice of her. She didn't have to do any of that. She didn't have to refund. She could have given it to her friend, not fast. It just meant that I got it sooner, which was exciting. And I said, yeah, no problem at all, and see if you can get them to bring along a Canadian Mountie with them, because, you know, I've got a thing for Canadian Mounties. How cool would it be if that fabric, that with the firemen, they were Canadian Mounties? That would be awesome. But anyway, so they arrived today, and I've got them. So this is what started it all, and this is the colorway there. Now the color, it's self-striping, and they're the colors. There's 3 colors: orange, red and yellow. Can you work out what it is? This is Jane socks. If you're a Firefly fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is on a 75-25 superwash merino base, 460 yards. Love it. I can't wait to cast these on, so I can't wait to like learn how to do proper heels and stuff. I have to work out what colour heels and toes I'm going to do with those. And the other one that I got from her again is sock weight, but they're double. So this one's mainly brown with a bit of red, and this is mainly, I don't know, I shouldn't say red, let's just call it red for now. Red with a bit of brown. It's actually not red, it's like a dark coral pink, but actually not coral because it doesn't run orange at all, but watermelon. So this is mainly watermelon and a mid brown, and this is watermelon, a little bit of watermelon and a lot of mid brown. So you have mismatching socks, and this again is in a Firefly colorway, and this one is called Trying My Patience. So I can't wait to have my mismatching socks. It's gonna be awesome. And yes, I will wear them to work. So that's that. Next, okay, let's just start from bags, and then we will just whatever, and then I have to just pack them all. Just looking, I don't know if I had another one in here, but I did. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. Oh my gosh. I don't know where it is. I seriously don't know. It's somewhere. It's probably in another bag. Anyway, just remember the dyer when I talk about it. So next I put in an order through for as I mentioned, Juliana's Fibre podcast. I put an order through her Etsy store. This is my third order from her. I just love her yarns. I've got to start using them now. The first one is a striped, self-striping sock in, sorry, I just hiccuped, in her Under the Mistletoe self-striping yarn. It's 80%, 20%, and it's in a Lucid Dream sock base. And I remember her showing it, and I'm just going, you had me at chartreuse. Just love it. So there's like there's a red, a green, a chartreuse, and I just love it. I can't wait to have those socks. And the other one is not a self-striping, but it's sort of got a rainbow effect to it, which is this is not a colorway that I would normally go to, like where there's a lot of white, or a lot of light color, I should say, because I don't like wearing light colored socks. I like wearing colorful or dark colored socks. So I haven't decided if I'm going to make maybe the sock head out of this. I don't know. But this again is in her Lucid Dream sock yarn, and the color is called Above the Clouds. So I like it, and I can't wait to use it. I think I will make socks out of those. Actually, I'm loving it more every time I see it. And then can I show you? This is one of the bags, and picture a few more that I'm going to show you. This one's really exciting to show you. Okay. I put an order through. I like the idea of getting stuff from different countries, and this one's from Finland. The dyer is called Lenitium Ex Machina. So that's her card there. So I bought 3 sock weight yarns from her. This first one is called Shire, obviously based on Lord of the Rings, but look at that colour. Now it's showing up that, you know, these bits are almost that wasabi colour. So I don't know if it's, but that's just beautiful. And her basic sock weight is 75-25 superwash nylon, and it's 460 yards. But can you imagine a shawl or a sock head had out of that? Oh my god. When I opened the bag for this, I just went, wow, these are even better than what they look like on the computer screen. The next one, this one is called Woolarium. This again is in her basic sock base. That's coming up a bit more bluer than what I can see, so it's actually more grey than anything else. But look at that, just look at that. Oh my god, I can't be bothered. I mean, I can't be bothered. I can't wait to start knitting with that. Again, shawl, and even these two would be gorgeous together. Doesn't look like it, but they do actually go together. And lastly, this one, and this is in her glitter sock base, and it's 434 yards. Look at that. See how you can see the sparkles? Did I show this to you? I don't know if I showed this. I'm pretty sure I haven't. And it's just a variegated grey. When I pulled this out, I've just gone, whoa. So I've decided that I want to do one of those constellation shawls. I think it's either the northern hemisphere one or the southern hemisphere one. I've got a feeling I might want to do this in the northern hemisphere and then get a bluer one for the southern hemisphere. I actually ordered, I saw that she had 2 more in her shop, and I ordered those 2, as well as I've decided to join her sock club. And I was going to join Juliana's one, but I couldn't join Juliana's one because I'd already joined this one, and I'd already joined another one. And then I was going to join her, then I thought, no, I need to calm down with the self-striping. But so I've joined this one's Nira, I think her name is. Just Oh my god. And these all three actually look awesome together as well. So I like that. So I can't wait for the other yarns to come from her. And then I just bought some Mad Tosh. This is in Grasshopper. Then I went back to the store and got her other one because we can't. This is the only store that I know that can get is currently stocking Mad Tosh, Madeline Tosh. And then what else did I get? And I got this one, and this is called Baltic. And this one, and this is called Fathom, and it's gorgeous. It doesn't look like it, but it's actually like a kettle dyed one too, so it's just, but it looks pretty solid in colour there. And that store is the Woolarium for you guys in Australia, in Melbourne, and it's in Northcote in High Street. So much fun because it's like hipster territory, and then you go into a knitting shop. It's like, yeah, bringing back the knitting the hipsters are. And then what else did I buy from her? So obviously I had a few trips to her, and I bought from Shibui. I bought this, and it's a variegated red. This is 150 grams in their sock weight, and I thought I could do heels and toes because there's probably some yarn that I'm not going to show you today, but I thought that would be good for that. And I can't show you that one because that's for someone else. And then, and I bought this variegated green too because I thought it would be good for, again, some of the sock weight yarn self-striping that I got as well. So this is a teal colour. And other than the self-striping ones from Crazy Dog Yarns, I think everything that I'm showing you is on my stash page. So if you've missed any of the names, you can have a look there. And then Morris & Sons, yeah, wait, there's more. And then Morris & Sons were having 25% off, and I just went crazy. So, and because their sale went on for 3 or 4 weeks, so every time I was near there, I bought something. So I bought a skein of the Manos del Uruguay in Botanico in their sock weight, which is a 75-25, and that's the colorway there. I'm going to go through these really quickly. I got, this one's coming apart, but I got there again the Allegria in Cabaret, and this, I better not try to skein this, but how can you? So that's how it looks. And then I got some of the Schoppelwool Fliegende Untertasse. And these are how the socks look like, the flying saucer. So it looks like a flying saucer how it comes in. And these are the colours there. So normally I wouldn't have bought this. I picked this up and put it down so many times, but for 25% off I thought it would be fun to have a play. And I also got some Manos Maxima because the other one I got so soft, so soft. And this colourway is called Mixed Berries. And that's the colour there. How good. I mean, how can you can't resist. Once you pop, you can't stop. Okay, and from Morris & Sons again, I just bought some Debbie Bliss Luxury Silk DK. I want to do the Lehua Lehua cowl with Yarnda Woman. So this is 100% silk in red. It actually goes with my outfit. So I thought I'll do that. It's a little thin scarfette. Again, no, that wasn't 25% off. That was part of. I bought needles and stuff, but I won't bore you with any of that because I had a voucher, you know, the points voucher. When you spend too much money, they give you a voucher so you can come in and spend more money because, you know, you always have to spend double. Well, that's my theory anyway. So I bought that, and I won't bore you with the other stuff. What else? Okay, and then I bought this. I actually forget why I bought this one, and so I just want to hit myself over the head with it. This is 50 grams of the Noro Curion, and that's the colourway there. Again, these are all photographed them all, and that's the colourway. It's like purplies and pinks and stuff. What else? Oh, I've just got to show you the stamps from the package in Finland. Angry Birds. How cool is that? Loved it. Oh, I've got 2 bags. Oh, that's right. She sent them separately. This is... No. And then another one from Morris & Sons. I've got any board yet. I know that I don't know if she's watching, but I might have to tell her to watch it. Yanda when I'm unsure. She likes a bit of a haul. This is Melvin, again in the Alegria, in the Manos del Uruguay. I like it. I like it a lot. And then we've got 2 of these. Now, I ordered from Sunrise Fibre Company. I was looking at these yarns for so long, and I've just gone, okay, before these sell, I need to buy them. And unfortunately, it was one of those shocking Melbourne days, and it was all wet, and now the yarn smells, but I figure I will knit with it and then wash them anyway when I'm blocking. But I don't know why I went through and told you all that. So this is from the Sunrise Fibre Company. This is called Iris in the Fog. And this is in your indelible sock base, 75-25, and it's 463 yards. I love all those speckles, and it's got purpley bits in there. Oh, can't wait to... Didn't I just say I didn't like a white base? But obviously I do, because I also bought this, and this is in the same base, but this is called Barn Owl. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I should have got that in worsted, actually. Look at me saying worsted like I know my business. Next I put, like I said, I put an order, custom order. Well, this is before she was stopped doing her custom orders with Jinx Yarns. So I asked for a skein of her house cup self-striping, because I'm a Hufflepuff, and so therefore I need to have Harry Potter socks. So I did that, as well as ordered 2 of the, you know how I said Juliana made a Ricky hat out of a colourway? This is called Ariel, and so I ordered 2 in her Merino DK. So that's it there. And so it's 100% superwash merino, 231 yards. And it's just a gorgeous colour. So I didn't know what I wanted to do with them, but because I was ordering custom colour, I thought, well, I don't want to be bitchy and just order 1, so I decided to order 2, and I thought I'd better get them both in the same weight, depending on what I end up making with it. But so I got those. I also got, so I don't know where I put this house cup one. I ordered another one of her merino worsted, and I like this colour. I thought it'd be, just looked, I don't know, it just screamed spring, but it also screamed winter. I don't know, it doesn't get cold here. I don't know why I keep on buying this stuff. Well, it gets cold, but you know, you can get away with layering rather than wearing whatever. Did I just hiccup and not say excuse me? I'm sorry. So this is from Jinx Yarns. It's merino worsted. The colourway is Fairy. It's 100% superwash merino in 218 yards. That's it there. Bear with me, it's not much to go. I've decided I'm not going to show you some of the fibre that I picked up, because nobody cares about fibre. Yeah, we do. We'll show it. And this is another sock base, and this is in her strong sock base. This is 80%, 20%, 400 yards in the colourway Fiesta. And I think this stripe's black and then multicoloured, then black, then multicoloured. I could be wrong. But as you guys know, I like myself like spotty, variegated, so. And next I got her strong sock self-striping in Santa's Workshop, and 80%, 20%, 400 yards, and this is self-striping too. Now I don't celebrate Christmas, but so I don't see these as Christmassy colourways, so it really appealed to me, so I bought that. Now, what's next? How about, before I show you this awesome stuff that you've been dying to see, I'll just show you some of the fibres that I picked up from the Hand Spinners and Weavers Guild, because I want to encourage anybody who lives in Melbourne to go there, because the ladies are really nice. So I bought this batch so I can run with my drop spinning, because the prices are so reasonable. Because this is a mixed fibre bat. It's got mohair, which no, it doesn't have mohair because I wouldn't have bought it. It's got wool, excuse me, silk, milk. What the heck is milk? Soy, tencel. You know, there's occasionally going to be F-bombs on my podcast. And then I just bought this colourway, which is a silk blend, and this colourway, which is the same blend. And I think that's all I got. And I can't show you those ones because they're for someone. And sorry about all the wrinkling, but I love wrinkling because it means that there's some gorgeous goodness just being shown or is going to be shown. So they're the fibres. That wasn't painful. Okay, and then somebody had an update. I waited until the middle of the night so I can put an order through. Because I've said to myself, if I don't get through this time, I'm never going to try again. I got through. And you'll be happy to know that I may try again because there is a colourway, a particular colourway that I'm after. I had it in my cart, but I was cart-jacked. I put an order through with mustache yarn. Oh no, can you believe it? All the way in Australia, somehow the computer spoke to the US really quickly and I was able to get it and you didn't. I'm sorry, but we don't have much stuff here, so, you know, well, we do have stuff and there are a few self-striping stuff, but I love her colourways, and that's, nobody I know that dyes self-striping here in Australia dyes these sorts of colourways. So, of course, I was ecstatic when I got through and I was able to order. So there's quite a few. No, not quite a few, but you'll see. There was more than I thought that I would be successful in getting, but my problem is that when I put an order through, the difference between ordering 1 skein and 3 skein for postage is usually the same sometimes. So if I've got the cash, I will then order more than 1 skein, because I'm not interested in paying $45 for 1 skein of yarn. It's not going to happen. Not interested in it, really. And that's probably why I get cart-jacked with lollipop yarn all the time, because there's never enough time to put the 2nd skein in. So I will get lollipop yarn one day, but not anytime soon because I've got plenty of self-striping at the moment. Anyway, so I was thankful and I got through, and I'm hoping to get my hands on the Sesame Street one, but I haven't been successful yet. But this one is called Rainbow and it's a 6 stripe. It's gorgeous, and this is on her 80/20 merino nylon blend, 468 yards. Now I barely get through half, so I'm hoping I can make 2 socks because I like the coloured heels and toes. The next one I got is the Fay Queen, and this is a 4 stripe in the same base. So it's got like that watermelon colour, a yellow, a green. There must be another green or another colour that I'm too blind to see, but there you go. Thought that was cute. Next I got one again in the same base, 460 yards, 80/20, and this is, no, this isn't the perfect sock. No, they're all in perfect sock. Yep. And this is, these two are in the OCD, which means that both, there's a cut in the, I'm assuming, well, it says OCD. I thought they come in 2 separate skeins. I don't know, maybe they're mislabeled. And this is the Retro Rainbow, which is a 6 stripe colourway. I had to get this one because it was just so 70s and 60s. Oh, just that orange and that brown, and obviously that chartreuse colour. I must have you. I'm thinking acrylic crochet blanket granny quilts. You know, I'm thinking, you know, that ugly wallpaper that everybody, you know, the orange wallpaper and things like that. I mean, I love those colours, but, you know, I suppose it was tonal, like those rich autumn tones that were really popular in the 70s, but I was so happy I was able to get that. And, you know, colours that you would never think that that colour there, which is like a aqua turquoise mint green colour, would go, but it just so does. I'm looking forward to that. And lastly, I got a 10 stripes. So why have 6 stripes when you can have 10 stripes? And this is 10 Days of Fiesta. And that's the colour there. And like I said, all of these are in my Ravelry pages for my stash. And lastly, I put an Uber order in with Love Knitting. Love Knitting is a UK website, and they do free delivery to Australia when you spend a certain amount. And it's not hard to spend a bit of money, like, and I'll put a link below, because I think that if you click through on the link you get 5% off. I think I might get something too, so if you're uncomfortable with any of that, feel free to just type in loveknitting.co.uk. It's what was it? So it's free. It was free delivery to Australia, and I think I'm assuming it might be free delivery to the US. I don't know. Everything displayed in Australian dollars, which made life easier. What else do I want to say? So they've got different yarns. They've got needles, kits, etc., etc. The reason why I put the order through is that they've got Malabrigo. So, and I wanted, and I should say the delivery was awesome. Like, it was really quick as well. I thought I'm going to wait out like months for this to come because I'm not paying for delivery, and I think within a couple of weeks I got it, maybe even less than a couple of weeks, because I know that it was shipped really quickly. And so first of all, it comes in a cute little pink post pack, and then they give you these little bags, which I thought were cool. So, okay, I'll do this pile first. So I want to do the Bonnie Mystery Cal, it's a shawl, and so I ordered 3 of this Malabrigo, because I can't find Malabrigo here, and I know that you could probably get it online, but anyway, it was, I think, must have been with my first order I got 10% off too, or something like that. So I got these. So I got 3 of the Malabrigo Arroyo in Prussia Blue, and there is the colours. So it's, you can see there's some slight variegation. I thought that would be a nice colour, and even if I didn't use it for that, I think navy is a safe colour if I was knitting for someone else. I bought some of this Red Heart sport socks because it was cheap. Because you really can't get sock weight yarn that's good sock, not good, but you know that there's a mix of nylon and wool at the shops here. I haven't seen it. So if you are you listening to me? Are you still listening to me? And you live in Australia, let me know if I can get an Aussie brand. I bought a Regia because again can't get it. This is a 4 Fadik. Well, ain't supposed to drive here. Via Fadik color, and it's like a stripy thing there, and that's the colorway. And again, like I said, photos so you can get the details. And then I got 2 of the Patons. Again, we've got Patons here, but I've never seen this. The Merino Extra Fine DK colour, and that's the colourway I got. Thought this would make a cute stripy hat. Again, with the lime green in there. And then I bought 2 of the Regia design line with K Facet. So I like those colours too. I'm interested to see how this looks because the colours are so close together, but I thought these would be nice with dress pants at work and when I want to wear a dark, when it's probably not appropriate to wear really bright coloured socks at work. I thought that would be good. I also got this kit with these cute little toy thing in there because it was cute. And that's all I got from Love Knitting. We're almost there. Like, I'm serious, we're almost there. Before I show you the last thing, I'll show you this thing. So we're almost there. Yeah, we're almost there. I haven't got everything with me, so apologies. I seem to do this with Aaron's stuff all the time. This is my last bag in the Bling Your String Geek Chic Club. I got Star Wars, which is awesome. I like it a lot. And these are, and you always get stitch markers. So there's a little planet and the other stitch markers as well. And she did craft everybody a special, what's the word, stitch marker of something that you've always wanted, and she did a book for me, so it's not here unfortunately, but I'm going to ask her to do, I saw somebody else's ones and I thought I have to get those. Now her bag club is slightly different this year, and so I'll put the link below so you guys can check it out. Yeah, but I definitely want some more of those fireman bags. It's awesome. I like the reaction. Well, it's not as if I'm looking for attention, but sometimes when people say, go, and other people go, oh my god, that's so cool. But love it. So lastly, I got something from Little Skein. From Anne at Little Skein in the Big Wall. Can you maybe guess what it is? You probably haven't guessed, but I won't show. So I put 2 orders in, and then I asked her if she ship them both together, which was nice of her. She said yes. So I ordered my first thing, and I'll show that in a second, but then I saw this and I had to get it. And Beth and Carrie, if you guys are seeing it, look, it's foxes, and they've got rainbow socks on. It's a bag, and it writes official sock knitter. So when I feel like I'm an official not sock knitter, which will be after I finish those second pair of socks, that's lining, it's bottom, squared bottom, it's got thing to put some, I don't know, stuff on there I suppose, but I wouldn't put anything. That's, I'll link to her Etsy store, and it's one of that style, and I like the drawstring ones. I find that with zips sometimes I just get everything caught in it, really, it's just, but I still order the ones from Bling Your String because they're cute, but I thought that was cute, so when I saw it I thought I had to order it. And I love the fact that it's got a knitting pad in the background too. So cool, because she usually I think she designs the fabric herself, so that's pretty cool. So what triggered this was that I saw the Anne of Green Gables shawl. It was a kit. I had to get it because I love Anne of Green Gables, and I don't know if I just burped again, so if I did, apologies. So I got the kit, and you could choose the yarn that you want as well. So I chose this colorway, and the yarn that was in the kit is from Leading Men Fibre Arts, and the base is Callback, which is 100% superwash merino in sport weight, and the color is Haunted Wood. So I chose that one. I'm kind of spewing. I should have chosen the orange one because I'll be carrots. And you got stitch markers and the pattern. So there's the stitch markers in there, and then you get like they're cute, like that, and then you get a special one like that, like a leaf. And then there was another one. Anyway, you guys are probably bored, so I'm not going to go through it. And then you got a bag as well. So I again chose the smaller drawstring bag. And again, so you can see Anne there. And it's got the maple leaf. And I love it. That's it, guys. That's all. Is it all? Yeah. Let's call it done. I still don't know where that Harry Potter one is. It's probably under a pile of something somewhere. Anyway, never mind, I'll show you next time if I remember. There is some yarn that I haven't got that is on its way. Like I said, I joined the Firefly Club with Lenitium Ex Machina and also the Yarn Club with Yarn vs Zombies, because I want to do one Aussie one and one overseas one. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to receiving those. It's a bit scary because you don't know whether you're going to like them or not, but given that I like both dyers yarns, like all of them, I'd be happy with anything that they've got in their shop. I thought it's a pretty safe bet. As for how I'm going to work out what projects I'm doing this year, obviously I'm going to continue with the projects, but like with the hexie puffs, when do I stitch a hexie puff, all that sort of stuff. I showed this for my cross stitch goals, but my cross stitch goals and my knitting goals are in here. I have 150 hexie puffs in here to knit, some hats, a baby jacket, baby hat, some other hats like charity knitting hats. So if I feel like I'm in the mood to knit something new, like I'm not happy with whatever I've got, I can choose out of here, because basically anything I choose out of here I already have the yarn for. I don't need to go shopping. With the hexie puffs, I will probably choose, if I pick one hexie puff out, I'll pick out 3, so I can at least do 3 while I'm doing it. And again, if I chose, say, a jacket, a hat, because I'm not into garment knitting yet, and socks, I can choose one of those 3 items and put the other ones back in for next time. I'm not confident to knit myself a cardigan yet, so I will be definitely throwing that back into the mix. Yeah, so I thought I'd just put them in here. This vase doesn't really do anything other than collect dust, so I thought I'd just put my stuff in here. And yeah, so knitting's been interesting. Like I said, I've learnt a lot. The fact that I knit and purl differently, although now I knit how everybody else knits, just makes life easier when you're knitting 2 together. I don't have to change the stitches around. Imagine, you know how you change the stitches for slip knit? That's what I have to do for knit 2 together. So now, yeah, if that makes any sense at all. A lot of wool gluttony. It won't always be like this, definitely not. This was because there was a 25% off sale. I got 10% off somewhere else. What else did I do? And plus I'm just adding to my stash, and I just happened to like be successful with some updates. So I will be buying the next kit from Little Skate in the Big Wool. And is there anything else? And I've ordered some pencil roving, it was so cheap that I thought that's how I want to learn how to spin first. Just get the flick right, and then I'll get into the drafting later on. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I say it, and I know it doesn't always sound sincere. Apologies, but I'm not an actor, but I really do mean it. I'm always surprised when I get notification in my email saying that I've got another subscriber. Don't be a stranger. Please comment, rate, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. Do it. I'm hoping to have a giveaway soon. We'll see, and it's going to be both cross stitch and knitting related, and like you can choose, but that's it, guys. That's all. I hope you enjoyed all that. If you have any questions about any of my purchases, let me know. If you didn't like all the yarn that I purchased, I'm sorry, but at the moment my lifestyle was right at the time. I didn't have bills, all that sort of stuff, so I was able to buy all this. Those of you who follow me on the other channel, you would know that I'm a makeup holic, and because I've been trying to curb my spending there, I just refunneled the money here. What can I say? Take care. Peace, hugs and chocolate to you all, like I always write, and I hope to see you very soon. Take care. Oh, and I was going to say, all of my media links are down below. I don't use the word name Sticky Stitch anywhere in my social media, so all the links with my various names are down below. Okay, take care, guys, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.